And we're live for the first time
For
in
the
our
first
new
time.
studio.
Yay.
How's it look? Send us a comment. How's it look? Our intention is to have some street art, probably some. Well, can you even see this wall at all?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
now
some
you can.
street art. We might put a surfboard, one of my boards. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. It's definitely something Hawaii geographic, sort of esoterically real estate. I don't know if you know that word.
I don't. Esoteric.
Really?
No, I don't think I do.
Oh, I love it. She's
What is
always
it?
trying
Give me
to
the
roast
definition.
me. Esoteric is like something that is like familiar. Hope I get this right.
Oh my God.
Something that's like familiar to a certain group of people.
Okay.
So like in canoe paddling, there might be something like, C2 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like esoteric because only canoe people would know that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
We want it to be esoteric to what? What people?
Well, because I guess not so obviously real estate, right?
Okay.
So like all the city, street names, things like that, like
Yeah.
landmarks all over the place that says Hawaii, but not super real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like the MLS number for
Yeah, because real estate stuff is boring.
Yeah.
But we're in our new studio, so sorry we haven't been live for a few weeks. As you're tuning in, if there's anyone tuning in yet, leave your comments, leave your questions. For people who are watching this after the fact, leave your comments, questions, stack us up for next week. We're literally still unpacking boxes, got some painting to do. So
I'm a doorknob.
Not even a doorknob over. Hey, don't tell them that.
They cannot see anyway. It looks perfect.
So we're not super prepared for this one. We just want to get on and chat with you guys. First one of the new year, too. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is it? I know I haven't been around a lot, but I forgot that we also were like moving
Why have
spaces.
you been gone?
Oh, I had some stuff I had to take care. I got married. So I got married and I didn't tell everyone. I mean, like they knew that it was happening, but it wasn't like a big thing that we told everyone about.
Yeah.
We just kind of like did it. So
yeah. So we are not married.
No, I never get married to Derek.
Yeah, we are not married.
And we would have never been married.
I have a wife. She has a husband.
Yes. And it's not each other.
Yeah.
Just so you guys understand fully, because still,
I feel you're making it more confusing.
We are not married to each other. We both have spouses that are not each other.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
And two, shout outs to Kyle.
Yay.
Shout outs to brother Kyle.
Yeah.
You do a lot.
No, he not.
You put up with a lot.
He has it so easy.
He kind of does right now. Huh?
He sure does.
Yeah, he kind of does right now.
He's a lucky man.
Let's talk about the market. So, in a way, we have a lot of tempo for a January. We have some closings and some escrows. Unfortunately, some of them are long escrows.
I have quite a few long escrows right now.
Yeah, they're long. Like the runway is going to take us past. When I look back at the profit and loss statement for our business, January will not have reflected how busy this January feels.
Yeah.
Because last January and January's past, we're like, oh man, so slow.
I wanted to die. Like, this is not.
You feel very insecure. Like the market really slowed down.
No, turn off the light.
I don't have any sense of that right now. We don't have the closings and as many, people being helped and closing in January as
it's been an active month for me.
Yeah.
But the like you said, the end of the runway is I'm not going to feel that for a little while. Yeah. So it's been busier than it has been the last couple of years for our team as far as incoming leads, just the amount of work we're doing. I feel like I truly was like sick to my stomach a little bit like last year during this time because I was just like, there's like nothing.
Last year was the worst.
Yeah. And we, every Tuesday before we get on the live, we do our team pulse check and our team meetings. We go over all of our admin and everything. And during that time of year, it was just like, okay, Paul, like that was a quick meeting, because there wasn't much going on. And
yeah.
And that's not the case this year. So I feel pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually would have had 0 closings. There's full transparency. I know there's other agents and teams that watch us. And in the end, we did, I have to go, I actually haven't done, I have my meeting tomorrow. Yeah. But I think we did about 67 million last year. And total sales. I projected 72. So I got to go look. But anyways, we did a lot of business, but it was not the first month or two of the year. We would have had 0 closings in January last year, if not for First American having had a cyber attack and pushing some closings from December into January. Remember that?
About that,
like Jody and Kahai guys, I think. Yeah, shout outs to them. But anyways, point we're making is we're projecting it to be a very active year. Counter to that, which Jody Tonga will be coming soon. So we used to shoot out of her office and now we aren't. But so she'll be coming by soon to jump in this and chat. But there's sort of, economic things at play, such as tariffs and Trumponomics, and the way the market has been responding in anticipation to that is higher interest rates, which more stagnates the market. I think it depends, still me being an active buyer looking for homes in Mililani Mauka, more of a legacy neighborhood, more of a,
low turnover, high desirability,
great schools,
easy commute,
kind of neighborhood, favorable weather, if that's the weather you like. I would still pay, I'd pay the right price for a home. Now, if you're in Kapolei, have a beach, your home's a commodity, there's 5 just like it, might struggle right now. And so it just depends on what you're selling. Yeah.
It always depends on the product.
How have you been the recent offers you've put in? How's the competition been? What have you been offering on?
Well, personally, I've been doing a ton of new construction right now. Yeah. So, that's a first come, first serve reservation, get your ducks in order, be first to, reserve the thing that you want. But even that, because we can talk a little bit about that, because since I've been in real estate, I've come from a lottery only for new construction, because the demand is so high that which I almost kind of liked better in a sense, because everybody seemed to have the fair shake, and that matters most to people who don't work and have kids and don't want to wait in line and can't, and then there's only so many people to be in so many places. So even in new construction, it's first come, first serve, but most things have a little bit of inventory. For instance, the Alana townhomes that just released, the newest townhomes in Ho'opili, coreteamhawaii.com. If you have more questions about it, there will be a lot of releases, and it's the first thing.
Say coreteamhawaii.com. Okay, coreteamhawaii.com.
Fill out the contact form.
That one. And then go to the bottom.
Go to the contact form, fill it out. Let us know you're interested in new construction. This shout out is specifically to my condo buyers, maybe my first time buyers, maybe somebody who's looking to downsize. Somebody who is not looking to spend $2 million on a single family home. I know I want a townhome, maybe even my VA buyers, because Nahele and Ho'opili had previously not been, or it's still not, a VA approved complex. So the only new construction thing that is in the price point that, people are waiting for wasn't VA approved. It was a portfolio only. So it's hard, as a buyer, depending on what your situation is, to get in there. These townhomes are VA approved. So it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to get financing on these and to be ready and get pre-approved. But even for them, we just had a release of 8. Keep in mind that these have flex units, which means there's commercial space on the bottom that you can operate if you want to.
How is the flex compared to the other ones? The kinds mom bought, etc.
Well, I don't really know. We only have the rendering, so I haven't really been able to look at if it's better or worse, or if I feel because I love the flex spaces on the ones that are existing already.
Yeah.
I'm curious how this one's gonna go, because these flex spaces, I think the benefit of the flex spaces in the existing Ho'opili communities is that it's everything's existing already. So your patronage, the people who are coming to your stuff, you can walk very easily there now. Right. Whereas Pohaku Estates, which is Mauka, mountainside of
Here, drive the map while you talk.
Drive the map. That's crazy. You drive the map while I talk. Makes more sense.
That's a little more challenging.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be vulnerable and honest here. I don't know where Alana is, because you went.
Yeah. Find me. You know where Molehu and everything. Here's the H1.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mahi's not the most. When Moana, when they're like, we were voyagers, that wasn't Mahi.
My ancestors was in the Kalo Patch.
They weren't navigating anything.
Okay, so this area here, this is existing Ho'opili. This is what everybody knows about. And then you go further down this road and you're going to hit Kamakanali down there. Right now, where they're developing is this dirt patch on the map. Currently, nothing showing up there yet because it's all brand new. This is Farrington Highway here. So there are 2 townhome complexes that are going to be releasing. The first is in the front side or the Farrington Highway side of Pohaku Estates. This is where Alana is. This is going to have 187 units, and there will be like a couple of phases. So one phase over here, and then closer to the front, another phase. They're the ones currently releasing. This one has flex, meaning commercial space available for, those small business owners that want to have commercial space downstairs.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Is that too close to H1 for you?
For me,
I feel like I could maybe do over here.
No.
I'm not gonna do over here.
You know what? That's when you look at it, yes. But being that I've been in this community like a million times, I feel like anything like directly bordering, I feel like I couldn't personally do. But when I'm even the directly bordering, so there's the dirt here and then the H1 there.
Yeah.
Even in these homes that are right up against it,
Not
unless I have my windows open. And even then it's,
you may not in Eva Beach, but you're a windows open person.
But I'm not in Eva Beach. I'm not.
Yeah.
And if you're a windows open person in Eva Beach, then you something else. Kenji. Oh, that's true. Kenji would probably be. I couldn't. And I'm like an open air person. But you know what? Even over here, you can barely hear, especially with your windows closed. And I'm like specifically filming because we have clients in this area right now in Molehu. Yeah. So that's something I really wanted to make sure and pay attention to was windows open versus windows closed, street noise. And it really with the windows closed. And this
must be like the elevation.
And this is a vacant house, a vacant house with just, split AC on. It's not like I have like, kid dog noise to mask that. I don't have my TV on. That's all I wanted to hear. Over here, barely hear it. And then even just like a little bit further in, I'm not noticing it at all. So yeah, you got to be, and if you're really sensitive to noise, like I have some clients who are like, that's probably a deal breaker for you. But this is where they're currently developing. Here towards Farrington, that's going to be Alana. And then here closer to the H1, if you're driving by on the H1, you can see these. This one here, this is Kapili. These are residential townhomes. They haven't released any information on them yet. Anyway, point being, guys, go to coreteamhawaii.com. We now have townhomes for sale that you guys can get, pre-approved for. Start having those conversations with us about what's my price point, what I want, what bedroom count I need, all of that. And shameless, we cannot help you if you go to the developer by yourself. So go to coreteamhawaii.com if you want somebody from our team to help advocate for you to the new developments. You got to come through us first and let us help you and introduce you. So make sure you do that.
It doesn't change your price. Like I get it. I'm a business person. Yeah. If it somehow changed your price, then if DR Horton would give you a discount,
I'm having that conversation with
then let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it doesn't. Mm-hmm. In fact, we're so straightforward as to tell you, typically our lender who we prefer, who will be on here in 5 minutes, they typically don't beat DHI Mortgage. So we typically have you introduced to them. We just keep it really real with you. And why not have our inspectors? And, DR Horton is a titan of a builder. Mm-hmm. And so there are reasons why, we cannot move mountains. We cannot have them tear the house down and rebuild it, but we do what we can. And why not? It doesn't change your price at all. And we, especially Mahe, know the neighborhoods inside and out. We got a bunch of comments. Let's get to them.
Yeah.
Dwayne, how's it? How's it from Indiana? Put up a big Moanalua Minihune. Yeah. I don't think we want to go that cartoony. I was thinking, let me know your comments, but I was thinking more like
on the wall. I was like, what?
It would just be like Kaimuki, Hariiva, Makakilo, Kailua, town, country, like just all of these things all over the back, and it'd be a little busy behind us. We also might have it just really big, more like one couple of big words like aloha.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Or we could do some like wood accent things as well. We're really not sure. TBD. Do y'all have recommendations for property management? Does Core Team Hawaii do this? No, we do not manage specifically. For property managers, it depends. It's like a glove. Depends on your fit. Mm-hmm. Do you like the kind of, lady who she does property management. She got 20 properties and still does everything by paper. Like her tenants still got to bring her paper checks because I don't believe in all that online payment kind stuff. But this like lady who fits that description is super on it, and or do you want a more systematized thing where your tenants have a e-platform, which gives you the possibility of attracting even better tenants or a bigger pool? Some people don't want to deliver paper checks. Like a really good
Some
picky
people don't
tenant,
have checkbooks.
yeah, like why would it like paper checks?
Yeah.
Like this isn't the rental for me.
Mhm.
Typically in Hawaii, the landlords have the leverage in the process because so many people want to buy, rent things. But do you want a place where you'll have an online platform where you can see interactions and depends on what you want. There's different fits for property management. Also depends what side of the island, condo or single family, Connie O'Hare, Ever Beach. So I would refer you to different people for different
I
situations.
know different people who are like specialize in different neighborhoods, or like, for instance, we have somebody who bought in Ka'ava, remember? And they needed, and it's a far drive for a lot of people. So
that's a specific recommendation.
It's a very specific recommendation. So it kind of depends what the unit is. And
FM high 808.
Oh, did you find your house yet?
I did not find my house yet. So anyone who watches this, if you have a home in probably Mililani Mauka, I'd be open to all sorts of places. In my perfect world, it's a perimeter lot.
It's that one we did that video by.
You know what it is? The one we showed Chelsea and Brett guys.
I forgot that was a perimeter lot. It's like that way.
Yeah, this house. So this house had a pool
and a jacuzzi.
It was big.
2 jacuzzis, huh?
Did it? It had a pool. It was big. It was on a perimeter. So
how much was it when we looked at it?
I'll show you guys. It was worth less than it's worth now.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, that's crazy. In my mind now, it's still crazy. But I want a perimeter. So the edge of Mililani Mauka, that would be perfect. Doesn't have to be, though.
Yeah.
And then a VA assumable loan at 2.25%. That would be the perfect.
But somehow you miraculously don't have any equity in the home yet.
Yeah. That would be the perfect thing. 2.25% on the perimeter of Mililani Mauka. However, more, what's the word I'm looking for? More realistically, I just want a home that is bigger than our home, and I want to buy a Mililani Mauka. So ideally something 2-story. At some point we'll have a little bit of the high ceiling. Doesn't have to be a mansion, but I would like probably 1,800 square foot plus, but I could go up to like a 3,000 square foot home. So anyone in Mililani Mauka looking to sell to me, we can do it off market. And if it makes sense, we, make you more money than you otherwise would. I get the right deal at the right time. Let's look into it. But let's get back to our chat. Okay. So
circa 59. Aloha, will the Cali wildfires, praying for them, affect the fire insurance in the Hawaiian market?
So I want to say aloha to Cam because we forgot Cam.
Oh, aloha,
and Ethan, Cam. Cross-reference with us all the time. We'll give you a recommendation. If you go to the website, go to the bottom, fill it out, tell Charlotte, hey, I was on the live and asked Eric and Mahe for a PM recommendation. We'll get that for you. So Michelle texts me, my wife, who isn't Mahe.
Again.
Yeah. Michelle texted me. She said, hey, should we sell our maintenance fees? Probably going to go up even again because of these LA wildfires. I don't know.
I mean, I never say never. I can't imagine that there's not a world where that does happen. However, we did just have like that really devastating wildfire in Lahaina, and we're, directly feeling the impact of that now with the insurance stuff here.
Yeah.
So if, a fire were going to have an effect on what is happening in our insurance, I think that's currently happening right now. Yeah.
Does it get worse though?
I think probably globally everything gets worse. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to get more expensive. More places are probably going to drop where they insure or jack up the premiums for those areas that they're insuring in. But I think that that's just going to start happening now.
If you're buying right now, are you a little more cautious around
neighborhood,
around dry, fiery brush? Do you think insurance companies will look and say, we don't insure Ko'olina, we don't insure Honokai?
It's hard to say. I don't know.
Why and I?
Because it's not just dry, right? It's not even dry. That's been mainly the thing. It's like prone to high winds consistently.
Yeah, but even with high winds, you think any chance like a hui manu? So we're looking at the map.
No,
So just to give
obviously,
everyone
like I'm not
some.
worried about anything like that. But
So
I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
like these are the dry sort of west dry areas where Kenji grew up, more in this area.
Mhm.
You guys have fires all the time. In fact, I heard somebody, and start one time. We're not gonna say any names, Ty, but in this side, on the windward side, on the wet Jurassic Park over here, so literally this is where they filmed Jurassic Park. Fires aren't gonna break out over there. So if you had the option, would you buy, like, is this enough to make you buy windward and not buy dry? I guess is the question. It's an interesting question, huh?
It's an interesting
I
question.
never really thought about it.
And it's another, and really the buyer who's considering, and that's a weird question too, because the buyer who's considering windward is, or
Not the same buyer.
It's not the same buyer at all. So it'd be like the person who's looking or can look in windward is generally not always looking on the west side anyway.
It's very rare that someone comes to us.
I think it becomes more of a limiting thing for just our already west side buyers, or like our west side, west side people who live west side. And I don't know that that's something, I don't know that that's a specific question that becomes super relevant. More so just like, do I not buy in that area, period?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's kind of a change of conversation, but it is extremely rare that someone is like, I'm open to here in Kapolei Ewa, but I'm also open to here in Kaneohe.
Mhm.
They're not open to here and here.
Mhm.
Price points are different, products are different. And let's say you're a person who's saying, I just want a really nice home.
Yeah.
2,000 square foot. Well, really nice home, 2,000 square foot here could cost 1.1, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Really
like
nice
Makamai,
home.
really nice home.
Makamai, so bro.
Like under 1.2.
I sent one to my wife last
Mhm.
night. I was like, we could buy this. We could afford this.
Mhm.
The outdoor bar, like outdoor gazebo with built-in kitchen and rock wall.
The homes are immaculate.
Like a Colorado parade of homes that were going 1.4. It was. But the person who would buy a really nice home over here at 1.1. Well, a really nice home, a Huimanu, 2,000, like a similar thing, 1.7, 8.
Yeah.
So it's not the same buyer. And it almost, less than 1% of people come in and are open to all things, have the budget for all things, and are truly, truly open to it. We are extremely skilled at asking questions, guiding people to their decision. And it's so, so rare. The most recent person I can think of, and now geographically they weren't all over the place. They were just they were open to condo or house or single family. That was
Michael and Makiko?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Yeah, they were like, we could do condo, we could do single family. Almost always that's cap. No, you can't. You're a condo person, or you're a single family person. You are not either.
Yeah.
They were truly either.
Yeah.
But geographically, they were still in a very small window.
Yeah, they were geographically honed in.
Yeah, honed in. Yeah. So to be both, I could do condo, I could do townhome, and it could be anywhere on the island. If you give me 100 buyers that are that, I bet you less than 5 or 10 of them buy anything. Or within hours or days, they're honed in and they're not that open.
Yeah. It's not to say that, with a X budget, you can't afford either side of the island. Like for instance, I had a consult not long ago, but the price point would afford them to live in a condo in windward side, Kailua, Kaneohe. But they also, want a garage and, X amount of square footage would be nice. So that changes things. Just because you can afford in that area doesn't mean like that's not the be all end all. It's like, sure, I can get a nice-ish condo there. Yeah. But if I want something, within the last 20 years and I need that garage space, I need a designated garage space, then that's, Ewa Beach.
Ewa Beach.
Yeah.
Another change of direction. I want to give a shout out to Lokahi. I call it Lokahi Farmers Market. I don't know if that's what people call it. But I went to this.
Speaking of Windward side.
Yeah, speaking of Kailua side, I went to this market this weekend, and it's like a weekly farmers market thing in this parking area, and it was mean. It was mean. You can go eat at Cinnamon's, go buy all this overpriced stuff, which is fun.
I love a good overpriced pressed juice.
You know what? For me, a farmer's market is like a mini vacation. It's like a 2-hour vacation or 1 hour because the insanity that say you go to Disney or people fly to Hawaii for vacation, they're like, I'm gonna tip the bellman, I'm gonna eat $100 dinner. That temporary insanity that lasts for days, it lasts for an hour at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna buy $25 tacos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's get back to our chat. All right.
Are you in the new Happy New Year? Are you in the new office space? Hi, Sarah.
We
yes,
are, Sarah. We're in the new spot. So if you chimed in late or you came in late, we're deciding what we're gonna do to these walls. We're gonna put like street art, graffiti of sorts.
Can you talk about Manoa's new construction? You know what? I want to do more research on that.
Aria Lane. That's the repurposing.
Repurpose.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the old St. Francis, right?
New construction. It is, but a little bit different. But I want to do a site visit and learn a little bit and do like a walk and talk or something there. I haven't.
Yeah. So there's the same people doing Modea, the Avalon group. I forget the woman's name who runs it, but even though I can't remember your name, I would love to.
She was like major.
She's a mogul. She's she's that woman.
Yeah.
She's that girl.
That B.
She's that
B. Literally.
Yeah. So she has this whole real estate development group, and they do big projects in Hawaii. And they're redoing what was the Modea's building? I
don't know what the building was called, but
oh no, it's the you guys would know if I said it. The something Hardy building or the something Davis building.
I don't remember.
Anyways, repurposing of real estate, repurposing of and there's only 76 single family homes, 26 new. Maybe we'll do a video on that soon. Yeah, we'll do a video on that soon. Because to Mahe's point, I don't want to sit here and act like I know everything about it. What else we got on here?
Sup, Scuba Steve. He's just said, how's it?
How's it, Scuba Steve? Ethan, thanks. I'm connected with your team, but I'll fill out the form. Yeah, Ethan, I felt like we're connected. Yeah. We just ping Charlotte, in town condo unit, or if we already have you connected with Aiden or Kenny or whatever, we'll get them on.
I have thoughts of what I would recommend already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In town condo. Okay.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Pacific Davies.
Yeah. That is it. Yeah.
Davies Pacific. Isn't that what we call it? Davies Pacific building.
I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you, DL Mosa. Is that the Fujiwara's home Crozier Drive on the video page? On ours? Let's look.
Website?
Let's look. Oh, this picture right here? Is this what you're looking at? Let us know what you're talking about. We got Jody Tonga here from Pacific Rim Mortgage. She's going to tell us about rates and all of that kind of stuff. You stay.
No, I'll go.
You got to go?
I have some work to do. But if you also have work.
I do have work.
Okay.
Yeah,
bye,
just enjoy.
Everybody.
But you know the thing?
What?
Never mind. Look what I'm wearing.
Oh, no, you stay. No, you stay. Here's like a mullet outfit on. Business on the top. Hi, Jody.
How's it going?
You tell us.
So excited.
How's it going? How's everything going?
Okay. Well, it's as expected.
Mm-hmm.
As we had in our meetings with you guys, explained that, yes, the Federal Reserve cut rates, but our guess was that mortgage rates were going to go up. And that's what has happened and has continued to happen steadily.
Yeah.
So we're, from a VA perspective, we're hovering around like a 6.25. A week ago, I did lock in, or a little over a week ago, like a 5.99. And then from a conventional standpoint, we're in the sevens.
Okay.
So we left 6.875.
Yeah.
We were at 6.875 for a while, a little
Mhm.
bit. The movements are small, but the jobs report, which just came out last week, was a lot stronger than anticipated. And so just based on statistics, the economy continues to remain strong. And
Yeah.
as if the economy remains strong, then there's not a need for mortgage rates to come down. And we all know that, buyers want rates to come down, sellers want rates to come down. It's just based on statistical indicators, the economy is still growing and moving.
Yeah. Well, when you have conversations with like new inbound buyers that are coming in, what are their thoughts on rate? Is anybody like freaking out or no? Okay.
I mean, we've have a lot of people that have already come in saying, we know rates are high.
Yeah.
Of course, we always cover, and the question always comes from them. I let them ask it, right?
Yeah.
I wait for them, like, are they going to ask it? Are they not going to ask it? If they don't ask it, I bring it up. But I would say 9 out of 10 ask it. Like, okay, I get it. Rates are high. We've decided as a family we still want to buy, but how long?
Yeah. How long will they be this
high?
Like,
when can I refinance?
Yeah.
And so that question always comes up. And then I have to say, we don't know enough about the new administration yet to know, for me to even be able to remotely guess when rates are going to come down. Now, give us a first quarter under Trump administration and everyone will have a better idea.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to understand that rates are higher and that impacts your overall qualifications. And it's painful, but they're like, show me the numbers. Like, can we do it or not?
Yeah. And I think the thing that people need to focus on is the rate really doesn't matter. It's it's affordability to you and to your personal situation that matters most. Whether that rate was 8 or that rate was 2.75. The question was always, what can you comfortably afford monthly? And that's what we base it on. So,
And that's always from a budget. We always, for 20 years, have talked about things from a budget perspective. And that's why having a collaboration with the realtor is so important, because it's like, okay, this is what you qualify for, but you only want to spend $4,000 a month. So really you can't be up there. You have to be down here. So go hook up with Mahe and team. Let them show you what this price point looks like. Is it going to meet your needs?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I'm like, let's do that first before we progress.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like go on 10 showings. I'm saying look online at the price point.
Yeah.
You are already going to have an idea if it's something you can work with. If it looks good, okay, well, you can decide that in 48, 72 hours. It's not something that has to take like 4 weeks. And then let's progress.
Yeah. And that's also like the period of time where you can challenge yourself possibly. If you're like, I really want to be at $4,000, but maybe I could go up to 4,500, or maybe we could push to $5,000 if it made a difference in the home we get. And that's where the collaboration is really important, because we can show you, like, we can set different things. We can also, just because of the work that we do and the amount of work we do, and especially the amount that we collaborate with them, very easily be like, hey, Jody and team, can you please show them a monthly breakdown of this specific property with this HOAs or whatever it might be? And that's like a way more realistic. Everybody looks for homes on Zillow. Nobody knows what that means.
Right.
And Zillow's mortgage calculator is not the mortgage calculator that is accurate to you whatsoever, nor is the value of your home on Zillow accurate. So please go to coreteamhawaii.com and call us so that we can help you figure that out. If you really need to find that, do not trust Zillow. But yeah, you really need to hook up with us and let us collaborate with each other as well to figure out if there are areas of wiggle room for you, if what you had in your mind is accurate to what you should be looking for, and the thing about us, and we like working with Jody's team as well, because they're similar and they have a similar mindset of like transparency and just keeping it real with you guys. If you come to us and you tell us, this is my budget, we will tell you, hey, that single family home that you want, that's walking distance from the ocean, you simply cannot get that with this budget.
Yeah.
And if you need somebody to tell you what you need to hear, we're not going to be the right fit for you. But if you want somebody to give you honest feedback, honest insight, honest, just keep it real with you and to just like not BS you and tell you what you can and cannot afford, because I appreciate that transparency in people in all aspects of life. Just shoot it to me straight. Yep. And let me know what, if I need to adjust my expectations or my goals. And even if it's like, I can't get that now, I know I need that. Okay, let me hook you up with Jody again. Let's make a game plan. Let her give you some advice on what's going to get you to being able to get that. Because, that's huge and important too. So.
And it's just so important for overall planning, because it's like, I know you told me that you wouldn't go anywhere beyond couple A.
Yeah.
But based on the price point that you want to be in, like, here's this, right? And we've had people that have been steadfast in their intention, where they're like, no. I know for a fact I've been there and I've done that. And then we've also had other people that have been like, well, let's go see it.
Yeah.
And they have executed somewhere not where they thought that they were going to be. And so for us, our job is to just illustrate that out and show you the possibilities.
Yeah.
And then see how it works best for you.
Yeah, 100%. So if you're one of those people, please go to the contact form on the website as usual. Let Charlotte know. Is it like, hey, I need a real estate consult because I need to go to neighborhoods? Or if it's like, hey, I can't even talk to you yet because I don't know what I could even afford, then let us know that too. And we can hook you up with Jody and her team at Pacific Rim Mortgage. Because a lot of people do come to us and they're like, I want this in this neighborhood. I think my budget is here. And then when we connect them to Jody, that can change a lot. And that's totally okay. That's totally fine. But you do need to have a conversation with your trusted lender to really get a grasp of what it is you can accomplish, because really my expertise and our team's expertise can't really come into play until we know the parameters that we have to work with, the neighborhoods we recommend, the type of houses that, you want, and the areas you need to be in and the things you need around you. We can't truly recommend those things until we are clear on the parameters on price point that we need to keep it at in order for you to be where your family is comfortable. And that's where Jody's team helps us. So make sure, and we collaborate with them a lot. So, you can come to us, or if you're already in contact with them, they can hook you up with us as well. So just let us know how we can help you. Even if it's, I'm not sure what I can afford. That's a great question. Come ask us and, let us help you figure that out. Is there anything like top of mind for people, your leads that are coming in the new year? Well, how's your guys' business felt? Have you guys felt like slowness in the Christmas time and the what's it feeling like to you this year, this time of year, as compared to like the past 2 years?
There's been a lot of movement. So a lot of like, hey, it's been a little bit like, here's my most recent pay stubs. What do I qualify for? I need to know right now.
Yeah.
But people reaching back out and us engaging. And so, typically like we'll have to re-engage and then they'll be like, oh yeah, like let's do a call next week or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I noticed from literally the last week of December through present is people engaging, like them saying, hey, I want to do a call. I want to get serious. I do have a serious goal. I want to get this done.
Yeah.
And so it's been super busy.
Okay. Do you feel like, I guess that's, your business is a little bit different from mine in that now that I'm thinking about it, are there people who are like hey, new year, new me. I got to figure out my finances. So do you guys get an uptick of business during like the New Year's time when people are like, oh, New Year's resolution, get my ass in gear with my money, figure out what, I can even qualify for, make a plan for 5 years from now, because people call us when it's more like urgent and they're like, I want to buy a house.
Right.
But I'm sure people call you when it's even a little bit more long game to figure out, hey, how can I ever buy a house?
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've historically seen that.
Okay.
This is the first year I would say that I've actually noticed like, like interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't heard from this person in about a year, or we haven't heard from this person in six plus months.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of like, okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been really, really busy just with we call them touch bases, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's also, I've also noticed, not all of our offers are getting accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So
more competition.
We've talked about this a lot, which is, just because you submit an offer doesn't mean it's going to get accepted. And we've had times where even in this slower time period, I would have guessed like, yes, they're submitting an offer. Okay, we have this escrow coming up. They're submitting an offer, so we have this escrow coming up, and they're submitting an offer, so we have this escrow. So like, I'm already planning, like, let's get ready to start working on these transactions and make sure that we have everything, and then like maybe 1 out of 4 gets accepted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So like, it's slow, but then it's not that slow.
Yeah. That's kind of what we were talking about too, where it's like, we feel a lot busier, but we're still not like closing a ton, which is normal during this time of year.
Right.
And also I have a lot of like new construction. So it's like, I'm busy running all over the place, but then that stuff takes forever to close. Right. So you're like, okay, like it's just a really weird, like eat what you kill industry. So you can never like count, like I make all my money in certain quarters of the year and then other quarters. And I'm still over like the amount of time that I've been in real estate. Like I still am not comfortable in the slow periods, even though like now I have like historical evidence that shows me where I have my bookkeepers telling me I'm not worried about it because this is when you always blah, blah, blah. Right. But it still feels weird when there's just like, sometimes I'm like, can't keep track of what escrow you're talking to me about because there's so many going on. Hold on. Which one are you talking about? And then it's like, that one that we have right now, like sometimes it's like that. But to your point, like we're feeling the busyness too. Like a lot of people, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's like people, just, F it, like it's high. I know it's high. Like I can't wait anymore. Or if it's like, I wonder what it's going to be like after the inauguration too. Like if that's going to make a difference with like how much, I guess we'll kind of wait and see what happens when, in that first bit of time that he's in office. But it's a little bit, there's more, I feel like I'm having more conversations and more consultations and more incoming flow than is normal for this time of year. And it's confusing to me because the rate is so high, like historically compared to what it has been for the last 4 years or whatever. I'm like,
well, this is where rates were when I started the company.
Okay.
And rates were even higher before I started the company, which I didn't know. But so it was a little refinance boom.
Yeah.
When I started the company.
Yeah.
Which I also didn't know. I knew nothing when I started other than I'm starting a mortgage company. But so we know it's doable. I mean, yes, it's so much more expensive now. So I'm not trying to be one of those people that's like, well, I did it when it was 10% or whatever. Because you did it and you bought something that was 300,000.
Yes.
So be quiet.
Yeah.
But it is like, I just want to say the new norm. Like this is where rates are.
Yeah.
And I know as we move further away from the historical lows. I just think less people are just jaded where they're like, no, I want a 3% because that's what my sister got.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not getting a 3%.
Yeah.
Like you're not ever.
I still want to die when I look at like what my monthlies would be when I'm just, brainstorming stuff or whatever. I'm like, had I been in position, which I totally was nowhere near, at that time, I'm like, oh my God, my life would be so much easier and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, you know what? who cares? Like, you can't, I'm sorry, I have to get it out of my mind that that's ever like a thing that it doesn't pertain to me. It's not my life.
It doesn't pertain to you.
Yeah, it just does not pertain to me. So I need to forget that it
Yeah.
ever happened and focus on current affordability, what is going to make sense for me now,
Right.
and move in that direction.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. I feel like the further we get away from that time, the easier it gets. Like
It
you know,
is.
the easier it is to palate for us as, you know, buyers and homeowners to just, this is what it is.
Mhm. And sellers.
And for sellers
Because
as well.
I think sellers are moving away from like this whole thing of, I just need to keep the property because the rate is so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Because now you can't buy the property you wanted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I just had that conversation before I got here.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I'm like, remember the whole plan? You were going to sell,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were going to take all that money and you were going to pay off all this debt. And then on
Mhm.
top of that, you were still going to have access to like 80K.
Yeah.
And then you were going to buy a property for $1 million. Like
Yeah.
that was our plan.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but I decided not to sell because it's a 3%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, now you're in love with this property.
Yeah.
And you can't submit an offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're back to where we were
Yeah.
3 months ago when you told me you were going to move in with your parents,
Mm-hmm.
sell your place, do the plan
Mm-hmm.
that we decided you were going to
Mhm.
do. And now the one, because she's like, I absolutely have to have this property. Like,
Yeah.
tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. And
You're
I'm
like,
like,
sell your house.
I told you what you need.
You have to
do.
sell your house.
We
Yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah. 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 Mhm.
And so that's painful when you have
Mhm.
to just say, okay,
But
or,
it is what it is. And the more time that goes by, I feel like the less painful it gets, because you're just like, well, everybody else, this is just what I have to do. I have goals to accomplish. Yes, I have a 3% rate on this, but it's 1 bedroom and I can't live here and my kids can't fit here.
and it's
this
in
is not,
Makaha.
and
Like,
it's
hers
not,
is in
it's not
Makaha.
conducive to my goals. I don't want to be here forever. Like, I'm not going to rent it out. Like, I want to, you have to still put your plans in place, and the rate is just what the rate is.
Right.
Yeah. And then Ethan said, we love a good plan. Yes, we do. And he said, isn't historically 6% much less than the historical average?
I mean, the historical, it depends how far back you want to go.
But yes, like,
Yeah.
that's not like, I mean, in the grand scheme of how high interest rates have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mercy. Hi, Mahe. Was just browsing the Alana website. Does the monthly maintenance fee on these condos include fire insurance? The fee varies from $500 to $650 for 1,000 square foot condos, which seems a bit high. So that's not high, to be honest. That's relatively low, especially if you consider like the market as a whole on Oahu. That's a pretty low maintenance fee. We have
What are they
they're talking about
selling for?
like low. The lowest is almost 600.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, so that's low. Some fees are like 1,500, and that's not even, they're not like new or anything, and they're small. But yeah, so your master insurance, you still have to get like condo insurance for the inside of your home, but there is the reason why some of these HOAs have gone up is because their master insurance policy is part of that fee. So we have seen rates go up, or HOA prices go up as the premiums to get that required insurance have increased, especially since, the wildfires and all of these things that are happening with natural disasters. She also asked, is there any law in place in Hawaii that limits the maintenance fee increase per year? No. I mean, for this reason, for these insurance premiums, I have seen HOAs go up like 50% this year. In extreme cases, they've gone up very much. So like a lot, and that's a lot. But the interesting thing to note now is that these things are kind of like starting to be baked in. Whereas, last year we may have not had like any freaking clue, like how crazy those HOAs were going to get. Now we have enough data, enough empirical evidence to be like, oh, these are the right questions to ask. These are the things that we need to have, or these are the answers we need in order for this to be, something that we, are not super worried about getting, really bumped up in the HOA. Plus a lot of these insurance premiums, they're now renewing. So we're seeing like that jump, that hike in HOA, we're seeing that be kind of baked in a lot of places and already have happened, especially like this month in January. So that's not high. That's kind of normal. It's pretty cheap actually for a maintenance fee. But yeah, there's not anything, there's no legislation in place that like will prevent that from happening. Our master insurance policy went up 17 to 20% this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's widespread. It's, anything that isn't new, anything that is even just recently built, it's just everywhere. A lot of these places. Now, don't get me wrong. There are still places that are like on the, like the place I live is like nice, great, thank God.
Yeah.
But it's so widespread. It's very common to see at least some sort of increase happening because of the insurance issue. But that's not anything that you as like the general public are going to be able to just like, I'm going to look at this and see, the financial health of it from Zillow or from Redfin.
No.
Like that's something
really
that
hard to figure out.
It takes a lot of, you kind of just need to know what questions to ask and who to reach out to and look at things. And long story short, call us. We don't expect anybody out there to know how to do that or to know how to be able to tell which buildings are good or not. Call us. And a lot of time we can already tell you like, oh yeah, we had a buyer look at that. Or, we had an escrow fallout in there because of XYZ. Between Jody's team and our team, the amount of work that we both do, there's not a running list of good or bad. We can't, it's always changing, but we can tell you with experience of, the market recently, which ones we feel pretty good about and which ones we know are no-goes.
Right. And speaking about Marco Polo, even though that increase, I'm sure is painful for everyone, the good news is that it's a fully insurable and lendable condo, which in the short, medium, and long run is going to only bring more value to the homeowners, the unit owners. So people that are thinking about selling, needing to sell, are able to sell, and that value is going to keep going up more and more because part of that 17 to 20% increase was to make sure that the insurance was sufficient. Yeah. So
because if it's not, you can't get lending on it, and then you have no buyers for it. So
who's going to buy it when you need to sell, right? And then so that's what starts to bring down value, and you start to lose value. So the fact it's VA eligible and it's conventional financing is there, so it's great that I know the 17 to 20% is not great, but that's why. Yeah.
But from take a step back or go a couple flights of stairs up and take a look down at the situation, you're in a lot better position than a lot of people are.
Yep.
All right, guys. I don't see any other new questions, but as usual, if you're watching this after we are live and you have questions, load us up with those. We want to make sure to address it next time. If you've got questions specific to Jody and her team at Pacific Rim Mortgage, load us up with that, or shoot us a message on our contact form on the website, coreteamhawaii.com. Let us know that you really want to talk to Jody, and we'll make sure to connect you guys as soon as we can. All right, guys. Thank you.